My glares burn through her. And I'm sure that such actions aren't foreign to her because the essence of her beauty is, well, the essence of beauty. And in the presence of this higher being, the weakness of my masculinity kicks in, causing me to personify my wannabe, big baller, shot caller, God's gift to the female species with shiny suit, rapping like, hey, yo, what's cracking, shorty, how you living, what's your sign, what's your size? I dig your style, yo. Now, this girl was no fool, and she gives me a dirty look with the quickness like, boy, you must be stupid. So I'm looking at myself like, boy, you must be stupid. But looking upon her, I am kind of feeling her style. So I try again, but instead of addressing her properly, I blurt out one of my fake-ass playalistic lines like, girl, you must be a traffic ticket, because you got fine written all over you. Now she's trying to leave, and I'm trying to keep her here. And so with a final attempt, I blatter, girl, what is your ethnic makeup? See? At this point, her glare is scorching through me. And somehow she manages to make her brown eyes resemble some kind of brown fire or something. But there's no snap or head movement, no palm to face, click of tongue, middle finger, roll of eyes, or girl power chant. She just glares at me with these burning eyes, and her gaze grabs me by the throat, and she says, ethnic makeup? First of all, makeup's just an anglicized, colonized, commodified utility that my sisters have been programmed to consume, forcing them to cover up their natural state in order to emulate when another sister looks like in her natural state, because people keep telling her that the other sister's natural state is more beautiful than the first sister's natural state. At the same time, the other sister isn't even in her natural state because she's trying to imitate yet another sister. So in actuality, the natural state that the first sister was trying to imitate wasn't even natural in the first place. I'm thinking, damn, this girl's kicking knowledge. But meanwhile, she keeps spitting on it like, fine. I'll tell you about my ethnic makeup. I wear foundation, but not that powdery stuff. I wear the foundation laid by my indigenous people. It's that foundation that makes it so that past being globalized, I can still vocalize with confidence I know where my roots are. I wear this foundation not upon my face, but within my soul. And I take this from my ancestors, because I'll be damned if I ever let a European or American corporation tell me what my foundation should look like. And I don't wear lipstick, but my lips stick to the ears of men so they can experience and surround sound my screams of agony with each lash of rulers, measuring tape, and scales, as if my waistline and weight are inversely proportional to my value as a human being. See, my lips, they stick, but not together. Rather, they flail open with flames to burn down this culture that once kept them shut. And I don't mess with eyeshadow, but my eyes shadow over this timeline where you've gone to end to keep me blind, but you can't cover my eyes, look into them. My eyes foreshadow change. My eyes foreshadow light. And I'm not into hair dyeing, but I'm here dying because this oppression just won't get out of my hair. They form these highlights of my past atrocities. They tangle around my mind. This oppression that manifests is stressing me so that even though I don't color my hair in a couple of years, it'll look like I dyed it gray. So what's my ethnic makeup? I don't have any, because your ethnicity isn't something you can just make up. And as far as that shit that my sisters put on their faces, that's not makeup. It's make-believe. I can't seem to look up at her. And I'm sure that such actions aren't foreign to her because her expression shows that she knows that my mind is in a trance. As her footsteps fade, my ego is left in crutches. And rejection never sounded so sweet.
In most cultures around the world, gender is this man-woman dichotomy. It's this immovable, non-negotiable, distinct classes of individuals. We assign characteristics and expectations the moment a person's biological sex is determined. But not all cultures are like that. Not all cultures are as rigid. Many cultures don't look at genitalia primarily as basis for gender construction, and some communities in North America, Africa, the Indian subcontinent, and the Pacific Islands, including the Philippines, have a long history of cultural permissiveness and accommodation of gender variances.
Cree Nation in Musqueam, Alberta, and it's taken me a little while to get to the knowledge about Two-Spirit stuff because it's actually it's not something that a lot of First Nations peoples talk about, and it's taken a long time for us to actually get to talk about it. But before the whole blacklisting happened, when we're looking at the Two-Spirit culture in First Nations cultures, it was quite vibrant. You know, they're openly accepted as members of the community. We had various roles. We could be caregivers to orphan children, or we'd be medicine people, or chiefs, or mediators. And Two-Spirit people were seen as being gifted in a way that they could have the insight of both a male perspective and a female perspective.
Two-Spirit people played a lot of different roles in a lot of different communities. Yes, sometimes they provided spiritual guidance or were counselors, but in many communities, Two-Spirit people were just other members of society. In some languages, there are specific words for Two-Spirit people, but being that indigenous languages are not split on a gender-based binary, meaning male or female, many languages didn't separate them in any way. So Two-Spirit people's roles were varied from tribe to tribe, but all indigenous communities have one thing in common. Pre-contact, there were people with all sorts of gender identities.
Well, within residential schools, they started teaching homophobia, they started teaching transphobia. They saw a number of different atrocities that happened within the residential schools, and it's so disheartening to think that Two-Spirit people were living through this and having to be subjected to these abusive behaviors, these abusive mantras that told them they're wrong, that told them they're bad, and they shouldn't be existing. And the amount of
Gender nonconformity is a birthright. It is a way of life, an act of resilience, an expression of freedom that deters from the social normative created by the Western worldview that classifies in order to control, the lens that divides to conquer, the filter that has blinded us to walk into pitfalls of mass consumerism that profits largely off of gendered products and sexuality. Gender nonconformity is a natural state of being practiced by our indigenous ancestors. The Western language superimposes the original spiritual understanding of acceptance and connectedness with body, mind, spirit, and earth.
Gucci, my thighs are little juicy, my dialogue, little awkward, my idols still move me. My life is a movie, like Raheem and Mookie. I'm just trying to do the right thing, hope that it improves me. My bamboos accustomed to me, you'll be soon accustomed to me. This tomorrow, I got royal hemoglobin coursing through me, and my strength is now inhuman. I get that straight from my Umi, signed in silver, mouth the grill of yours and truly.
You better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you better shine on them, baby, you a star. You better be exactly who you are forever. Cause they gon' try and change your heart. Don't let up, cause you're so damn fine just the way you are.
I ain't get here overnight. I was in that mirror like 4 or 5 times a week on my Malibis, reciting affirmations like holy rites, and I still don't know everything. But I guess confessions from 8 by 11s and studio sessions seem like it's only right.